Talking about border crossings, and I agree with the senator. Look, before COVID-19, there were over 18 million Mexicanos that would come into the U.S. to spend over $19 billion. Money's for our stores, money's for our hotels and restaurants. And I've talked to the secretary several times. I've talked to CDC. I've talked to Dr. Anthony Fauci. I think Dr. Anthony Fauci understands why can we not lift the border restrictions. So what people ask me in my district is, let me get this right. So we're not letting the legal visa holders from Mexico that spend billions of dollars in the U.S., over $19 billion a year, pre-pandemic numbers, but you're letting undocumented in. And I've asked the secretary, why are the legal visa holders a health issue, but the undocumented not a health issue? And again, I'm for strong border security. I said it in the appropriations. On reconciliation, I have a different position from the senator, and I respect his position. I want to see bipartisan. The last time we had bipartisan was Ronald Reagan and the Democratic Congress. They did amnesty. I don't agree with amnesty. I do not believe in amnesty. I can tell you that. But I want to see a bipartisan. But unfortunately, we can't do it. I've been here not as long as you. I've been here 16 years. And we've been talking about immigration. I do want to see immigration. If we have to look at that path, I know it's political. I prefer a bipartisan approach. And I know the senator's been very active in the Gang of Eight and other folks on that. But we'll see what happens on that. And it depends on what the parliamentarian says. It's going to depend on the Senate side. I've asked CRS. They told me it's possible, but they're not the final decider. It's going to be the parliamentarians.
Do you support overruling the parliamentarian if they were to?
I don't sit in the Senate, so I can't answer that question.
You mentioned the preference for citizens in hospital beds over undocumented immigrants. Do you believe that you represent the illegal immigrants in your district?
Well, look, I tell you, I represent the residents here. I represent them. Yeah. Well, let me finish. I want to treat the undocumented aliens with respect, especially the unaccompanied kids. I mean, we treat those kids like if they're out. Treat them with respect. But I'm telling you, in my communities, and you heard our mayor, they were saying, why are you pitting our citizens with undocumented that might have to fight for a precious hospital bed? Why is the administration, they basically said, why are you pitting us? We should not get to that question. We should not get to that question. But you heard the mayor. It's not fair to be put in that situation by the administration.
Yes, ma'am. Then there'll be last one I got to revoke.
Because of the higher numbers of people crossing the border, it obviously requires significant funds from both the Department of Homeland Security, but also the Department of Health and Human Services. Have there been any discussions among members of Congress about providing additional funds in some way, some kind of supplemental?
I think a supplemental on this issue is warranted after hearing. So what changed for me is I'd be willing to do a supplemental apart from a sort of a universal fix if you can show me we're headed in the right direction. But the people in the 28th district need some help, and they need it now. So Henry, if you want to work on a supplemental, count me in. But for it to be successful, you got to show that we're headed in the right direction. We're all worried about Afghan interpreters who risk their lives to help America in a war that's been going on for 20 years. We're pulling teeth to get the right number of visas. We're doing the vetting process. We spent, I think, $1 billion, right? Mm-hmm. I'm just perplexed. Look how hard we're trying to do it right with the Afghan interpreter. The best thing for the Afghan interpreter is to pay somebody if they can afford it to go to the southern border and they're here to stay. The bottom line is this is not rational, but we need help for the border communities now. We need money into the system. They're being overwhelmed, but that money has to be part of an overall plan to have a timeout. Then we can discuss what to do in terms of citizenship and all the other combinations. But I just want to let you know, I listened today for about 45 minutes. I didn't realize it was this bad. You shouldn't. They're very compassionate people. I've tried to show some understanding. An undocumented woman in this country, illegal immigrant woman, if she's assaulted, she's afraid to go to the cops because there's no upside to this, right? There's no upside to illegal immigration. The people are coming because everybody would try to get to America if they could. We just can't let everybody come this way. His father did it right. I want to expand legal immigration. I want to give those who've been here for years working while we all look the other way a chance to stay on our terms. But this news conference is about a plea to the administration and the Congress to get a new set of eyes, to work together, not against each other, to fix a problem before it completely gets out of hand. If you lived where Henry lives, if you had to go through what they go through every day, you would be thinking that nobody in this country cares about you. Well, Congressman Cuellar is making it uncomfortable for the rest of us to look the other way. I don't represent Texas. I've talked to Senator Cornyn, I've talked to Senator Cruz. They want to be helpful in their own way. So, Henry, if you want to put together a supplemental for border communities, count me in, and we'll see if that would be the starting point for a larger conversation. Thank you.
Let me just close up and say,
Yeah,
the
please.
Senator, all I have to say, top line, from listening to our border communities, they said, give us a pause, let us catch our breath, we need some help. And we're asking through the letter is put a new set of eyes, and in a constructive way, somebody that has the experience that can deal with the border. So that's all we're asking for. Thank you so much. Muchas gracias. Hablamos pronto. Thank you.